with the phone.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, you sound good on this end. You can hear me all right?
I can hear you clearly. Everything ready on you?
Yeah. You said everything's all right, or?
Yeah, ready on you. Are you ready to push
Yeah,
forward? Or
yep.
you...
I'm ready to go.
Okay,
I'm just going with the flow.
okay. I'm gonna start with the intro, then I'm gonna have you introduce yourself. Ready?
Gotcha.
Welcome to our podcast, Origin, where we celebrate the voices that refuse to be silent, the talents that demand to be heard, and the stories that inspire us all. Today, we invite our special guests to share their magic with the world, a beacon of creativity, a powerhouse of passion, and a soul destined to shine. As we embark on this journey together, let's unlock the depth of your talent, unravel the layers of your artistry, and ignite a spark that will illuminate the hearts and minds of our listeners. Get ready to showcase your brilliance, embrace your uniqueness, and let your talent speak volumes. This is your stage, your moment. Let the world witness the magic you're about to unleash. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
I appreciate it. I thank you for having me on here. I'm glad that we were able to make this happen. My name is Young Dalliance. I go by D. I'm coming out here from the Pacific Northwest. That's where I'm based right now. Originally from Las Vegas, Nevada. I do indie pop rap, and I'm on a journey this year to quit my day job, build a community, and do this music full time. So it's a little bit about me.
And much love to you. And shout out to you. It's, we're thankful to have you on this platform as well. Uh, and actually, tell us a bit, how this journey all started.
Yeah, I mean, this journey, man, it's not really been a linear thing. It's been a passion that's kind of been fighting with real world expectations, I guess, if that's making any sense. So I've been interested in music since I was young, and I mean, in high school, I was rapping. That's pretty much all I did. I was just rapping, and then had to get a job and pay bills and do all those sort of things. But it's kind of always been there. I always hoped it'd be something that I could really do. And back in 2021, I was really pushing. I was getting some releases out here, getting a little buzz going in the hometown. And I had some, unexpected difficulties with like, just family life and all those sort of things. So I ended up having to just get a better day job. You get kind of faced with that decision where you go, um, music is cool. I love this is what I'm passionate about, but in order to get this repair done, get that new house, get these cool, I guess real world things that everyone else has. You got to kind of put your head down and just grind, right? So I actually ended up, I didn't have a lot going for me. I dropped out of school. I dropped out of high school and just started working right away. So ended up getting a pretty decent job and working my way up. And I decided that that's really what I didn't want to do with life. So back in, I'd say almost like November, December last year, I just started getting into this. I'd wake up in the middle of the night. I just was in this funk, and I was like, okay, well, I'm working. I'm technically doing all right. Family is, they're happy with where everything's going. But it just didn't feel like I was doing what I was here to do. And I kind of came to the conclusion through a series of events just kind of like stack up over time. But I kind of came to the conclusion that the reason I didn't make it further the first time is because I was just a little too scared to tell everybody that I was actually trying. You know what I mean? Like tell people that I was really trying. Like a lot of people like to show that I was barely trying and this is what happened, or I wasn't giving it 100% if I would have. And I never really wanted to say like in retrospect that if I would have applied myself, I would have gotten further. So I basically decided to just put it out there, let people know in the beginning that I am trying. This is what I'm trying to do. And it's kind of opened the doors for me to be able to have a bunch of people who are willing to support, who are in kind of the Pacific Northwest area, just lock in with me and help me grow this. So right now, that's what the mission is, and hopefully, I didn't get too off question, but yeah,
No, I appreciate that. That was details. I mean, is your whole background story,
yeah,
stuff that we don't get to hear, from the artist.
hmm
So we appreciate it. And to add on to that, well, one, I want to say shout out to your family for being supportive and your and
absolutely.
um and yeah, I had a brain fart.
Oh,
Uh,
good.
it was gonna be so. Okay. So you guys supported from friends. Uh, you was worried about like first to showcase your art. Um, out there. Was he more worried to showcase it to stranger, or was it more to your inner circle?
I think that you know what? I think it was inner circle. I think inner circle hits harder just because those people know you and maybe expect things from you. Um, and like if you're just out here trying to, I guess, be a quote unquote SoundCloud rapper and maybe you're not prioritizing the things that they think are successful, um, it kind of wears you down a little bit sometimes. I don't know. I think that's so yeah, more people who knew me.
Okay. And when you was on that path, on that journey to discover yourself, when you was working, you felt like you wasn't living your calling. Was you debating other arts, or did you automatically knew that music was something that you wanted to jump to?
Honestly, I'm I love the creative side. I love the entertainment side. I like, I like reaching people and touching people through creative things. So I have always been into music. Like I said, I started rapping then. And that's my first hope, right? My first hope is to just make it big as a rapper songwriter. But I would be completely happy if I was able to find something to where um, I'm entertaining in some way, maybe, pull a Snoop and do all the side missions, right? But I just didn't want to be in a office, which is what I currently do for like a landscape company, or, just a traditional day job. I wanted some freedom. I wanted to be creative. I wanted to be around music or, entertainment. And so, yeah, hopefully I answered that.
Okay. And when it comes to other form of arts within entertainment, where are you interested? And what's the chances for us to see you engage in as well? Would it be acting? Would it be paying?
I, yeah, I think it starts with creativity. So any way I can find a way to express how I'm feeling inside, um, through a creative outlet. So whether it's, acting in short films or, being in movies here and there or doing stand-up comedy here and there. Because I feel like that's something I'm interested in as well. And hopefully I'll be able to get to showcase that a little bit more throughout, just put my music out there. I actually even like gaming. So for a little bit, I was really into a couple of different like first person shooters and got a little sweaty with those. But I think just entertainment, like if I did Twitch streaming, a little bit of comedy here and there, music in the background, was in, obviously music videos, right? But like little short films here and there. I think just all of it are just inspiring things, right?
No, that's real. Especially now, I would say that would probably be your biggest challenge if you would try to be something like 10 to 20 years ago, because we really boxed each other during that time period. But now with especially like the rise of streamers now, like the gate's been open. Like yeah, as long as you entertain, like or matter of fact, as long as you build your fan base how you want it to be. Like if you want to build up a fan base that supports you, just being in your creative field and you just trying different things, and they're not going to bitch about you giving them entertainment, uh,
Hmm.
then I think that would be perfect for your ideal, uh, world that you want to build. Um, and that'd probably be the right audience for it. And we live in an age where we can definitely showcase that and build that. So, for example, like streamers, or for example, shout out to Todd Sinet, streamers like
Hmm.
him on his level. He doing things that honestly you would have think he's a celebrity, which he is a celebrity now, but you know our standards of celebrity like Kevin Hart and shit like that.
Hmm.
Uh, he's doing things within the streaming world that, like for example, like he's a performer, actor, doing gaming and everything. So I would definitely say it's pretty smart to use that platform to showcase your world that you're painting to an audience. So I think streaming Twitch would definitely offer that, and that would be an easy way to promote and market your music too.
Hmm. No, I think you're really onto something there too, because I feel like there's even like a little separate piece where I feel like in like, I don't know, like 2010, maybe a little bit earlier too, like artists or like celebrities, you said like Kevin Hart or different people like that, right? They were like really untouchable. It was like, hey, this is my, private, just got off a private jet here. Like these are my six cars here and there, whatever. I got the best fits on, this is my eighth house, whatever. And these days it's kind of just like real people just trying to share their experiences. And we're seeing like some more of their failures and the things like basically it's just like a lot more, it seems like a lot more people just doing what they want to do. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like I want to be creative, but I want my creativity to give me options and what I get to do. Like Carson, like you see him, he's just doing whatever he wants to do and he's on live, right? And people are like, oh, this is entertaining. I'm getting some value out of this, right? But if I can get to a point where I can just do whatever I want to do. I want to travel there. I want to go see this. I want to go eat here and just bring the whole community to help get me there on those little journeys here and there. I think I really want just the options. You know what I mean?
I would definitely say, and I would definitely say if you did, I'm not sure what type of streaming you'd be interested in. Like some people do the marathon and everything, but
Hmm.
if you was interested in that, you would definitely have to be a planner. But if you go on based off of like content, I think that would definitely be entertaining. That you give them piece by there, like get music from you, they get your other artistic field journey. I think that would definitely be entertaining. And
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely,
was
man.
going to, I was going to say something. I just had, but I'm going to move on to the next question. Um, when will you say that your whole journey consists of the genre that you called out earlier, indie hip hop, was it?
Yeah, indie pop rap. So that's kind of where I'm at now. And no, my whole journey was not at all like that. When I first started, it was like really underground hip hop. I wanted just like the dopest bars. I wanted to just, try out this flow, be like this person, be like that person, just have people just be in awe of like how great my this track was or whatever. So it was just like some really underground, still like introspective, pretty conscious still. But that's really what I was doing. One of my childhood friends and producers, shout out Broody. He's out there in Las Vegas. That's the type of beats that he makes. And so we did a couple of projects together. And yeah, that's how it started. And then I started playing with hooks and realized that it's easier to kind of share and have people out there. Have that music out there for people and um, increases visibility a little bit if you're able to put like a good hook to it. Then I got into like pop songwriting and like that they're like a lot of people think of pop music and they're like, oh, it's just like, anyone can do it. You don't really need talent for it. They're using basic words. They're not using crazy rhymes or double entendres. They're just, they just really like face value. So, but then I started looking into like hit songwriting and how they went about it for just like singer songwriters. And I was like, wow, I wonder if I could blend elements from like pop Billboard Top 100 tracks with like some depth in my lyrics, but still make it like palatable to like the pop listener, right? And then when I
Hmm.
started doing that, it just didn't sound too much like pop anymore, and it definitely didn't sound like underground hip hop anymore. So it was like a little bit more like indie pop, but like soft rap. So that's kind of how I navigated. But I like blending genres. Like I listened. So during that time, I listened to everyone. Like I used to listen to a lot of Nipsey. I'd listen to Sheeran. I'd listen to Bruno Mars. I'd listen to just all sorts of different people. And found kind of a way to like blend the things that stuck out to me. Maybe not the best parts, but just what stuck out to me into like one thing.
Okay. I'm curious, have you gotten a chance to perform live yet?
Yeah, so I've done a couple of shows. I mean, my very first show, I bombed. That was like, I don't know, 4 years ago or something like that. Come a long way since then. I just did a show I just did a show a couple weeks ago up in Vancouver, Washington. And then I have a show on March 7th in District Nightclub up in Portland. So that'll be pretty cool. We're doing tickets for that one. So I'm gonna get those live shortly. But yeah, so more in recent. I think I do about a show or two a month.
Okay. Congratulations. Shout out to you for sticking through it. You said you bombed the first one.
Oh, I bombed the first one, yeah.
How was that experience?
Man, I was in front of 99.9% strangers.
Damn.
Um, and there was just like, I think someone like, I wasn't prepared, but one of my friends was all like, hey, you should try to slip in there, right? Get in, like, just get in, like, not put my name on the list, but like, just get in there, just do it. It's like tomorrow. So I was like, all right, I'll just do this. And then I wasn't very experienced in like how different microphones sound when you're performing live. And I'm just used to
Mm-hmm.
hearing it like recorded, mixed and mastered, like, at least mixed, right? Um, and then I get up there, my vocals are just naked and they're a little delayed. Can I restart? Can I restart? You know what I mean? Did that whole thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
People all walking away, like whatever. So, but yeah, there's some people who really stuck with me after that point, and I was able to bounce back. But yeah, definitely, definitely took a little bit to be like, I didn't look at it like, oh, I can't do this. I looked at it like, man, I just need to be prepared next time, right? I can't do it again. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it
And
definitely, go
after
ahead.
that experience, oh well, go ahead. My bad.
Oh, no, 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 no. That was the end of what I was saying.
Okay. After that experience, how was it for you to be on that stage at that moment? Did
Um,
you realize at that moment that that's something that you like?
I think, well, I'm the type of person like I'm up at 3 a.m. on some crackhead hours, just dancing around, not even dancing, just like just freaking around, just running around, trying to write lyrics in my head, pacing back and forth, making everyone think that I don't know, just tripping out here. But so I do that, and I'm always like pretending that like I got a crowd there, and they're all just going crazy, and they're just like, oh, he delivered it this way. So like I'm always painting the scenarios in my head, and then I got up there and it was just like, man, you bombed that. So then the next time, I can't remember what the next show was. I did a show for Cinco de Mayo, I think was the next show. It was like years later. It was like 3 years later. I don't even know. Maybe I did some little small thing in between, but there was a little venue and there was supposed to be like, I think there was supposed to be like 100 to like 500 people. That's how the promoter was selling it. I think there ended up being like 30 heads maybe. And there was no stage, so it was kind of like I was just in a crowd. And there was supposed to be a whole lineup, and then the lineup ended up only being me, so it kind of felt like I was headlining or whatever. But then I got up there and I rehearsed like a couple times during that week, and it just felt natural. Like I started the first song, and people started getting a little, they weren't sure, they were deciding, and then they started getting into it, and I just love that feeling. As soon as I was like, okay, wait a second, we got something, I opened up, started getting more excited, doing spins in here, jumping around. And then the next day, someone was all like, oh, hey, did you do that show over there? And after that point, there's like some sort of high where I'm like, I got to do that. Like, let me go find another show to do tomorrow or something like that, you know?
Hmm. And when you was performing your second time, what songs was you performing?
So the first one, I think, because the set changes, I changed the set a little bit. I do a song called Windmills. It was off of a more underground rap album I did. It's like painting my life, well, painting Vincent Van Gogh's life through my life and just trying to draw like some similarities. It's called Starry Night Sees Troubled Minds. So I did that first track there because it's a little hyped. And then I think I went into a track called Missing Links, but
Was that it?
yeah, yeah, I started with that one and I went into that second one. There was a little bit more to the set, but I'm trying to think about the difference between that set and
No.
the set that I'm currently doing because I've been dropping recently and I try to add those in there when I have a new song, I'll just add it to the set and take one out.
No. Okay. And how you go about marketing and promoting?
Um, Community based, I guess. I think that's the best way I can put it. Word of mouth is really huge. So I'm trying to just be worth talking about, right? They can be like odds and ends things where I've been building a community, right? So I think I started in think I started in like December of last year or so, getting prepped for January. Then I started an email list, which is where I can kind of keep track of who's right there fighting with me, but more importantly, like who I need to give back to. So we got about, I think we have about 130 people in there. And the big thing is I'm not trying to add anybody in, even like if I got their email, like I need them to like take that step, right? And once they're there, that's the group kind of that I market and promote to. Like I just, hey, this is what we're doing. Anyone in a fam want to come out to this event, this thing? Hey, if you guys want to throw this out here, hey, this one's taking off a little bit naturally. Y'all want to throw some gasoline on it. And then aside from that, there's other things like I'm trying to get a grip on TikTok, which I think that is, yeah, that's how we had that initial introduction, right? Um,
Mm,
and it's not really my thing, right? Like I don't really like I'm not a dancer or like I don't really know how to do that sort of thing, right? It wasn't something that I was just gifted with. So that goes kind of into the thing where I don't want to I was too scared to try to like go just put myself out there and do that stuff because I'm gonna look like an idiot until I get it like until I get it down, right? Um, but yeah, so TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, that's really where I'm trying to push things.
yeah, I even like the idea of what you set up some type of way where your audience can connect with you through like email,
Yeah, so my mailing list, that's considered my community right
mailing.
now.
Oh. Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, I
you're
like.
saying?
I was basically saying, yeah, I like that the way how you set that up,
Oh yeah,
the mailing
no,
list.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Okay, I like what I'm hearing. Um, so you building up your fan base. I was actually curious. I'm not sure if I overlooked it. Uh, but have you collaborated with any artists?
Um, I have collaborated with a handful of artists. I used to go by my legal name. And then as Young Dalliance, I have collaborated with obviously Broody. He's a that childhood friend producer out in Vegas. We've done like collab EPs. They just don't match. They're on SoundCloud. And you might even like those. Um, there's one called For Love that we just did together, I think last year. It's just not on Spotify because it just doesn't match the indie pop rap vibe. But I think we're gonna
Okay,
do like a separate collab group where we just put out that kind of underground conscious hip hop.
okay, I respect that. And so for the music that doesn't fit, what you want to say that doesn't fit your catalog,
Hmm.
would you is that that's what you would have it under that other name?
No, I just took it off of Spotify and YouTube and like whatever. I like the major streaming platforms. I just took it like anyone who's trying to track with me from start to finish and like see the math for like how I got
Mm.
where I'm getting. They can find that on SoundCloud, right?
Okay,
Um, and then for the algorithms and all the bullshit that we deal with on a day to day, just trying to get in front of people. Um, it don't help, really to have like a underground abstract hip hop and then like me singing like Taylor Swift over here, um, you know, trying to do this pop song over there. So I feel like it's a little confusing sometimes, but I still love both
okay.
types of music.
And how you go about maintaining a balance
Balance in life and or between the
while
genres or
keeping your selected music? I guess what I'm trying to how you keep a balance of over critiquing your catalog.
um, I recently before I started this push, I think it was in December. A lot happened in December this last year where I was like, you know what, this is my resolution. But I just listened through my catalog and I was like, what do other people sound like, I guess, in this genre? What wouldn't fit, like, I guess, on a playlist together if it was like supposed to be for this genre? And then I kind of just removed like 8 songs or like 6 or 8 songs that
Mm.
didn't fit, but just kept them on there. So they couldn't like get played right after the other one without people kind of like, like what just happened there.
Mm.
Um, so I just try to do that. I like being diverse, right? I like still like I might do like indie pop and then like alternative pop rap and then like just
Oh,
pop rap. Like I might like still just I just want to be able to like connect the dots a little bit more.
okay. And will we be seeing you exploring more genres going forward, or
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. There's this track. It is weird because it's outside of my element. Like I've done one song called Run that's like a little indie rock, um, right? But I have this one that's kind of like pop rock that I'm working on. It's probably gonna be the next song that comes out. But I think I'm really excited for this one. It's a little bit outside of anything I've ever done before, so I don't want to butcher it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But
And
yeah,
one was pop rock, and what was the other one?
um, this one is gonna be pretty just. mm, the last one was like indie rock. This one is gonna be like just like pretty just pop rock. I think like alternative rock probably, but still like hip hop.
Oh, okay. And you was also saying, it seemed like you're gonna be working on a few project going forward. Is there any project that you like to promote?